Hi, this is Alchemist 2, and before I actually get into this book review, I am going to ask for prayers, and I know probably a lot of people don't do that here on YouTube, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes or cause a riot, but my dad is in the worst amount of pain that he has ever been in his entire life. And seeing him like this is really difficult for me, and I'm doing my best to be strong throughout all of this and let him know that I support him. But you see, the thing is, he's he's doing his best to try to get a referral from the local hospital, and he really shouldn't have to because he's on Medicare. But due to this depression, he has to wait because it's all about the almighty dollar. And I really don't want to get onto that topic because it just irks me to no end, but all I am asking for would be prayers and support, because this particular week it's been really tough. It's been just awful with the amount of pain my dad's gone through, and just the yelping and groaning and moaning, and the fact that he has snapped at me, not intentionally. It's just because he's in so much pain. He can't help it. It makes him crotchety, and I've never had that amount of pain in my life. The only time I ever had pain was when I sprained my ankle and bruised my patella, and I walked myself home. But I'm getting off track. I'm sorry. I just wanted to let everybody know that that was just a quick update, and I'm asking for positive vibrations, litanies, whatever you got. I'm begging you. Well, I'm not really begging you. I just I'm asking very politely, please. With all due respect, I ask for prayers and thoughts and whatever positive reinforcements you may have, because it's been hell, for lack of a better word. Anyway, I am reviewing the 4th book in the Firstborn series by Kingsbury. It's called Family. There we go. And you probably remember from the first book, Firstborn, the crazed stalker lady, completely Meshuggah, mind you. We learned her real name. Of course, in the first book she goes by 2 different names, but she's under this delusion that she's Dayne Matthews' wife, and she's put on trial for trying to kill Katy, and things just get really crazy in this book because they have to put Chloe on Valium just to keep her settled, because whenever she sees Dayne in the courtroom she just goes completely rabid, and it's just really difficult. But Luke Baxter, he happens to be Katy's lawyer. Coincidence? Well, in this book we find out that that is not a coincidence, but I'm not going to say why or how. But if you've been reading the series, then you know where this is all heading to, and you think, oh, is there going to be a reunion somehow? Is everything going to come together for everybody in the end? Well, you just have to read to find out. And this is a relatively short book to get through. It's 300 plus pages. It's a day's read. You really get into it just because it draws you in, like many of Karen's books are apt to do. She is just, I cannot stress this enough. She is just a completely astronomical authoress. From the very beginning of the book, you're drawn into just this push me, pull me relationship that Dayne and Katy have, even though you are well aware that their relationship has been solidified by this time in this book, and there is a happy ending, which I really love. And I thought, finally, I just had waited for it for so long, and it felt so refreshing to see it come to a culmination. And I can't wait to read the final book in the Firstborn series. And of course, there's more of that with Redemption. And I also looked on YouTube for Karen Kingsbury, and there was a video from PBS about Bloomington, where I was born. So of course I'm really close to this setting of the books, and it just makes me feel like I'm a part of that world. It is close to home. And I'm just blessed to feel like I'm a part of that, because it's really touched my life in so many ways. And her wisdom just, I think, is really striking. And even if you are a non-Christian coming into Karen Kingsbury's novels, she's got such talent. And I've probably mentioned this before, but I'm hoping that I have the chance to meet her someday, because this is definitely a 4-star series, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And it's hard to do that with a sequel. The only other authoress I can think of that is remotely like that, well, besides J.K. Rowling, one of my favorites, and Anne McCaffrey, whom I grew up with, she is my idol. The other authoress would be Wendy Alec, who is writing currently the Last Judgment series and the Chronicles of Brothers. And I will be reviewing the 3rd book in the Chronicles of Brothers. I haven't read it yet. I've read the first 2 books, The Fall of Lucifer and the Last Judgment, which are, just absolutely phenomenal books. But I sorry I had to do a shameless plug for Wendy there, but I'm a really big fan of Wendy and Rory, because they're really into the book of Revelation, and so am I. So I just thrive on information like that. It's always eye-opening to me, and just the more information, the more educated I can become about scripture and prophecy. Metaphysics, anything like that. To me, the more of that I can find, the better. And I don't think that too much knowledge in that subject is a bad thing. But if you're looking for a really good, quick read, especially on these cold winter days, February, then I would definitely recommend Karen, because she is just outstanding, without a doubt. And if you start with her books, I would begin with Firstborn, because that's the beginning of her saga. And let me see if I can find a list of the books that she's written. This is by no means a definitive list at all. But that's actually Redemption series comes after Firstborn. But they have, in the very final book of the family, they list Redemption first, but I'll start with Firstborn. Fame, forgiven, found, family, forever. And then the Redemption series. Redemption, remember, return, rejoice, reunion. And of course, the books are actually based on these themes. And then Sunrise, summer, someday, sunset. And then the Red Glove series. I don't really know what the Red Glove series is about. I don't know if it's about the Baxters or not. But you've got Gideon's Gift, Maggie's Miracle, Sarah's Song, and Hannah's Hope. And you've got a September 11th series. You got a Forever Faithful series. You got Women of Faith, fiction. You've got Stand Alone. titles, and one of those titles, like Dandelion Dust, has actually been made into a movie. I haven't seen it, and I think I'm going to put it on my queue so I can review it. And then there's a children's title, Let Me Hold You a Little Longer. And then there are miracle collections, and then gift books. And she's done more with the Baxters with Take 4, which if you go to KarenKingsbury.com, you can read about that. But she just has she's prolific. She's like, I just can't go into it because I'll go off on a tangent. I don't really want to do that, and I think I'm really boring some of you out there. But that's all I have to say about Karen, and pretty soon I will be reading the last book in her Firstborn series, which is Forever, and then I'll start the Redemption series. So stay tuned.